Live and Local is proudly sponsored by Community Savings Bank, working together with you. Dr. Fitzgerald and Associates, protect your precious peepers. Eels and Tronvold Law Offices. Home Appliance Center, your local low-price leader. Waln Collision and Repair Center in Fairfax. And best car, best price every day. It's that time of year when high school graduates make the transition to the next step in their lives. Join KCRG 9.2 in wishing them well and honoring them for their accomplishment.
The Cedar Rapids Community School District is proud to congratulate the class of 2016 and to recognize the academic achievements of all of our graduates. Each commencement ceremony celebrates the educational journey of growth and discovery and opens the door to new and exciting adventures in lifelong learning. To the graduates of Jefferson, Kennedy, Metro, and Washington High Schools, we say congratulations.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, if you could take a look at the screens here in the arena, and we will enjoy the class of 2016's goodbye video.
I'd like to thank my parents for making me get my work done. Yelled at me before I started.
I'd like to thank Mr. Ziegler for being cool, having a ton of fun, helping me learn how to sing and stuff.
You know, I'd have to thank Larry, Big Cat Williams. You know, he always kept it 100.
I'd like to thank Carl for the rides down to school freshman year in the rain.
You know, Miss Stevens really put up with the attendance problems this year.
McClintock, you're a good person.
I'd have to say Coach Lewis and Mr. Young. I mean, Coach Lewis for influencing fitness, and then Mr. Young prepared me for college the most on what I wanted to do.
Any teacher that had to deal with me for more than a year, mostly Miss Lindo.
I would like to thank all of my teachers and my classmates for motivating me and giving me such a great experience at Kennedy High School.
We want to thank Miss Waldschmidt for Waldschmidt Wednesdays.
Probably Miss Osborne for being the best speech coach and just being goofy all the time.
I want to thank my parents for always believing in me and helping me try my hardest through high school, and my sister and Mr. Andis for always making 0 hour as enjoyable as possible.
I want to thank my mom and dad for always being by my side through everything, and CJ, you're okay too.
It'd be Miss Hainsmore because she really brought me out of my shell when I moved here.
I would like to thank my mom and dad for pushing me to do better, and my mom for always calling me out.
I'd like to thank my mom for always supporting me and always pushing me to do my best.
I'd like to thank my mom and my dad and my family for just being so much support and getting me through these 4 years.
I would like to thank my mother for making me keep my grades up and going to class.
I would like to thank Mr. Tolley and Miss Osborne for being awesome people and helping me grow.
We'd like to thank our parents for supporting us, our coaches for pushing us to be our best,
and our friends.
I'd like to thank my grandma here at Kennedy. She's had a great influence on me.
I want to thank my parents and my coaches and teachers that have helped me.
My mom and my friend Crystal, they taught me a lot, understand school and go through school.
I would like to thank my family and friends for supporting me through everything in high school.
Thank you, Mr. Wacker and Miss Weir, for a fantastic 4 years.
Thank you!
So I want to thank Mr. Neely. I think he taught me how to write, taught me how to do the whole high school experience.
Love to thank Mr. B. Radhorton.
Mrs. Jennifer Horton. Those two are like a set of parents to me. Mr. Benjamin Arth, Mr. Grant Brown for teaching me Chinese, Mr. Pat Grady, Mr. Joe Benedict, I love Joe Benedict, Dr. Michael Ayers, Dr. Dubs. Like, how can I not thank Dr. W?
I'd like to thank Mr. Hayes, Mr. Tolley, and Miss Osborne for everything they've done for me for the past 4 years, and my parents.
I would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Neff because Mr. Neff is the best teacher I've ever had, and Mrs. Neff convinced me to do show choir this year.
I'd have to say Miss Rubis. She kind of helped me with all the calculus stuff, which will help me later in life, so I'd like to thank her.
I'd like to thank Bridget Smith for being an awesome attendance lady.
I would like to thank Mr. Leclerc for pushing me to my fullest.
We would like to thank Mr. B for making us laugh every day.
And we'd also like to thank our families for supporting us in everything we do.
Mine is probably cheering at the Dome my senior year.
Mine was all the pep assemblies that we participated in.
Everything. The art classes, the teacher. The teachers are awesome.
High school football games because they're always fun.
Probably cross country because I've done it for all 4 years and I've learned how to be a really good leader through it.
My favorite high school memory was going to Allstate my freshman year and winning the banner for speech and readers theater.
Probably the choir program. I didn't participate too much at Kennedy, but I always felt welcome there.
Probably the ride up to the state championship football game.
Mr. Horton's AP Bio or Mr. Neely's AP World?
Smart lunch and the athletics.
Hands down volleyball. Going to state was a really big deal for us, and the girls are all like family, so it made it even better, more enjoyable.
Yeah, I would say volleyball and then playing on the golf team all 4 years. They were good memories.
The marching band or the swim team because you get a lot of time off of school and you get to ride around in buses with friends.
Cross country for sure.
And the torch because it's been something for me to look forward to every day, and I've gotten to work with some awesome people, and I have learned how to crunch a deadline and get work done under pressure.
Our state championship runs, this big guy making it wrestling and the football team making it.
I really enjoyed being involved in basketball and soccer, getting to hang out with all my friends and play the sport I love.
My favorite part about Kennedy has been participating in all the activities, speech, drama, choir. They've all been really fun, and we got to meet a lot of cool people and get involved.
Probably pep assemblies because they're always so fun and everyone comes together and yeah.
For me, it was soccer because I got to meet a lot of new people and it's been a really fun experience.
I would also say soccer because I love the girls and I love the sport.
My favorite activity that I've been in is definitely the men's swim team because we have an awesome coach in Coach Thompson, and you get really close to all the people, all your teammates, and it's just a pretty special group.
I enjoyed going to Showbar Nationals in Nashville, Tennessee because we had a wonderful time performing and we placed 6th.
Pep assemblies?
Yeah, definitely pep assemblies.
Pep assemblies.
Pep assemblies?
The pep assemblies.
Special. Super duper.
Enjoyable.
Awesome.
Influential.
Kinder. Radical, bruh.
Inspiring.
Focused.
Awesome.
Enjoyable.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Memorable.
Extraordinary.
Roll Cougs.
Adventurous.
Rowdy.
Eccentric.
Big.
Exciting.
Fantastic.
Effort. Attitude.
Inspirational.
Crazy.
Spectacular.
Eventful.
Exciting.
Spectacular. Exceptional.
Diverse.
Exciting.
Passionate.
Memorable.
Crazy.
Extraordinary. Terrific.
Flavorful.
Hectic.
Classrooms. Fun.
Exciting, for sure.
Eventful.
Entertaining.
Special.
Good evening and welcome, parents, siblings, grandparents, guests, friends, teachers, staff, and district staff to the 49th John F. Kennedy High School commencement. At this time, I would ask that everyone please rise as we welcome the Kennedy class of 2016.
It's ready. Good evening. I am Sean Wu, Student Senior Class Secretary. Please join me now in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join Senior Chamber Choir members as they sing our national anthem.
The light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose proud stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You all now may be seated. Thank you for joining us tonight. And now I would like to introduce Alec Hansen, 2016's very own Student Government President.
Handshake and hug.
Good evening. My name is Alec Hansen. I'm the President of Student Government and here to welcome you to the graduation ceremony of the Kennedy Class of 2016. We made it, May 27th, 2016. And though for the last few months we've been counting down the days and dreaming of running out the doors on our last day of school, tonight's a night to look back and appreciate what we've done. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been in our lives along the way. If you are here, you have played a role in getting us to where we are tonight. We must say thank you to our families. I think I can speak for most people here in saying that we could not have done it without our parents. Our parents are the ones who encouraged us to achieve more than we ever thought possible. They cared for us through the highs and lows of our time in high school. It was easy to take for granted having these people in our life to fall back on. But thank you, parents, siblings, and the rest of our families. We could not have done it without you. Thank you to all of the teachers and administrators who dealt with us every day and pushed us to be better academically and better as people. We have had an amazing group of teachers over the 4 years here to give us endless new knowledge and a wonderful administration who have bettered our learning environment through Smart Lunch and more. There's so many little things that teachers do that I think we'll miss. I'm never going to forget Mr. Neff's lunch puzzles or Mrs. Lindo, whose class you walked into every day knowing she cared wholeheartedly about each and every one of her students. I'm not going to forget Mr. B's jokes and dedication to organizing volunteer opportunities. I will also always remember Senor Harger's energy and positive attitude, Mr. Grady's life lessons, and Mrs. Rubis's amazing singing and dancing. Thank you to all of our teachers for putting up with us and helping us grow. 4 years ago, when I was about to start at Kennedy, I wasn't confident. I was headed into a school where almost everyone was 2 feet or more taller than me, and I was terrified. My mom told me to relax and that the best thing about Kennedy is that there's a place for everyone. She was right. Everyone on this floor had a place in their high school world, whether it was in academics, sports, theater, or music. This group we became here will go down in history as one of the most spirited, tight-knit classes Kennedy has ever seen, being the first inductee into the Kennedy Spirit Stick Hall of Fame. It's been an honor to be a member of this group and its class president for our first 3 years here. I'm going to miss it, and likely you all will too. Maybe not the late nights of homework, but you guys, all of the amazing teachers, and more. Change is often bittersweet. We leave Kennedy having accomplished some great things, one of which was raising funds to help Variety, a nonprofit organization, build an all-accessible playground at Knoll Ridge Park. We've excelled academically, athletically, and in the arts, and I think we had some fun along the way. I'm sure we won't forget the Friday Night Lights, as the Cougs carried out one of the best football seasons in school history, or the hilarious skits at Improv Night for the One campaign, when I wiped out while walking up the stairs to say the pledge at one of our class meetings that I know we all loved and cherished, and rushing the court after every one of the 7 consecutive times we won the Spirit Stick. We've definitely left our mark on this school, and it has also left its mark on us. Enjoy tonight. Make some new memories, because after tonight, in Grady's words, all the rules change. It's time to start writing the next chapter in the book of our lives. Our years here have filled the past few chapters with some great stories. Whether we're about to start college, jobs, or serving in the military, our life stories are about to fill more. I hope we all make it a page turner.
Good evening. My name is Sydney Hayden, and I'm the Student Government Vice President. As you already know, we have a phenomenal performing arts program at Kennedy High School. We take great pride in our bands, orchestras, and choirs. Our music programs at Kennedy are some of the very best of Iowa. This year, our varsity show choir, Happiness Incorporated, finished in 5th place at the Show Choir Nationals competition in Nashville, Tennessee. This past fall, the band program had 7 students selected to participate in the All-State Band and Orchestra Festival and 5 students selected as alternates. The Wind Symphony was invited to perform at the UNI Invitational in March. Both Kennedy concert bands earned a Division I rating at State Large Group Contest. The orchestra program had 4 students selected to participate in the All-State Band and Orchestra Festival. All orchestra members who participated in state solo and ensemble received Division I ratings. Our Symphony String Orchestra was invited to perform at the UNI Invitational in March, and our Symphony Orchestra earned a Division I rating at State Large Group Contest. Please join me now as we listen to the selections performed by our music groups. It is customary to stand for our school's alma mater, which will be the final piece performed. And now, the Battle Hymn of the Republic, performed by our concert choir, our string orchestra, and our winds ensemble. Thank you.
it seems to matter anymore. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed. Kennedy, we lift our voice and sing this song anew. For memories of those happy days, for friends and knowledge too. We've learned to live within your halls like brothers kind and true. Oh, alma mater Kennedy, we sing this song to you. And when it's time to leave your halls to seek another view, we will remember gratefully all that we've learned from you. And pray God's blessings will remain upon the school we've known. Oh, alma mater Kennedy, you'll always be our home.
Good evening, everyone. Friends, family, teachers, and Al, thanks for being here tonight. Do you guys remember our first day of freshman year? I remember it pretty well. I accidentally sat in my homeroom, which was AP World History, for 15 minutes before I realized that homerooms weren't a daily thing. I rushed out and somewhat dejectedly walked into Miss Lindo's classroom full of new faces. I didn't know a single one. Many of you know that I'm from Rockford, Illinois. My first day as a Cedar Rapidian was the day before our freshman year began. At that point, I never would have imagined proudly saying I was a Kennedy Cougar. To me, Kennedy would only be 4 walls inside of which I studied and learned. I never foresaw the impact it would have on me. I never thought that I'd feel like a part of something greater, something memorable. I only went to 1 football game freshman year. I sat in the back row and mostly kept to myself.
All of the faces surrounding me would remain that, faces in a crowd. I've never been so wrong. Fast forward 3 years to the beginning of the most recent football season. Honestly, I'm not sure any fan was expecting much. The season prior wasn't fantastic, but then the team shut us up. We responded with loud chants and sometimes rowdy behavior. The Cougar Nation truly came into its own on those chilly Friday nights. It was led by the class of 2016. Whether you were on the field or in the bleachers, we're the class that led Kennedy to its first state football game. But our class could boast achievements in athletics, academics, and the arts all day long. What truly united us were our pep assemblies. I don't think any student among us will forget the pep assemblies. Assuming Kennedys are the best, which they are, the class of 2016 represents the cream of the crop. I'm not sure how much money John Nolan invested into our streak, but it was probably too much. After all, the man shut down Party City for over 2 hours just to buy everything green and gold. For our last pep assembly, he showed up to Kennedy at 3 a.m. to start preparing. His reward? Another victory and a spot in the Spirit Stick Hall of Fame. I'd like to take a moment to thank John for his unwavering dedication to our class. In fact, all of you deserve thanks and praise. We all have unique talents that make us special. If I listed all of you with these gifts, we'd be here until school starts again in August. I won't do that, but I will tell you my vision for our future. It starts at our last pep assembly. At this assembly, the best decorated display case constituted a point. I, along with the other class officers, had the idea to create a class of 2016 resume. In our display case, we'd show off a few students whose achievements best exemplify what it is to belong to our class. It was at this moment I realized the awesome talent of my peers. When I look at the pure talent sitting before me right now, something is abundantly clear. The class of 2016 will mean something in the future. By this, I mean that someday, someone will eventually connect the dots. Those dots will be us. Someone will eventually realize that NFL star Sean Baer, Nobel Prize winner Sweta Sudhir, movie critic Sean Wu, and business tycoon Kyle Shear all attended Kennedy High School. Then, maybe later, someone will see that Oscar winner Brennan Ermey, the world-famous flute player McKenna Woods, Olympian Reese Linder, Miss America Nina Yu, internationally renowned artist Allie Ernster, PGA champion Jordan Weiss, PhD Renee Middleberg, globe-trotting journalist Eliana Novich, comedian Bill Wilding, noted historian Austin Wu, Rubik's Cube champion Josh Beck, fashion icon Noah Crombaugh, bowler James Jambois, environmentalist Brian Jasper, and the President of the United States, Michael Ciabatti. All were a part of the class of 2016 at Kennedy. Personally, I can't wait for that day. I can't wait until listing member of John F. Kennedy, class of 2016, is a major resume point. I have total confidence that this will become reality. But until then, we'll keep our heads down and plug away. Hopefully in our 4 years, we've gathered the skills necessary to not just strive for greatness, but to achieve it. I know that thanks to Mr. B, most of us can recite weird historical facts on command. I'm not sure how helpful knowing that President Harding had the largest feet of any president a size 14 will be, but it was much appreciated. You do a lot of growing up before freshman year, but high school is like the preseason to our lives. It's here that we worked out the kinks and prepped for the long journey ahead. It was full of late nights, coffee runs, and rough tests, but we made it through. We made it to today. As cliche as it is, I'd like to share a quote. Acclaimed author and journalist Judith Martin said, "The invention of a teenager was a mistake. Once you identify a period in life in which people get to stay out late but don't have to pay any taxes, naturally, no one wants to live any other way." That quote rings true and will forever. When we grow up, we'll wish that we had more time here with our pals. After all, this is the last time that we'll be together as a class. But whether or not you're ready, our day is here. Today is the day that always seems so far off in our minds. Quite frankly, it felt like an eternity away just a week ago. But this is it. According to Mr. Grady, we're finally real people. In conclusion, thanks to everyone that made our journey possible. Thanks to parents who gave wise words of encouragement, sat up with us late at night, and loved us. Thanks to teachers and staff members that have continually inspired us and shown us the path to success. On a more personal note, thank you to everyone who made Kennedy feel like my second home. Our school spirit is unmatched and will be for some time to come. But no matter where we are, we'll forever be a part of the class of 2016. Sure, we'll spread to far cities and meet new people, but whether it's on the field, in a lab, or on a stage, we'll all have been part of something incredible. A new adventure is beginning. Make sure to enjoy every step. Live your life to the fullest. Follow your dreams no matter what you're told is possible. Find that thing you love and relentlessly pursue greatness. Make everyone here proud and show us all that you have what it takes. Our future is bright, and I can't wait for what lies ahead. Thank you, and good luck.
Good evening. I am Austin Kurska, Student Gov Treasurer. It is often tradition at presidential inaugurations, at celebrations for arts and literary accomplishments, and at signature events to select a poet laureate. The poet is commissioned to create and deliver a poem for the event. Kennedy High School also has a tradition of selecting a poet laureate for our commencement ceremony. Please welcome Aaron Bursch, our poet laureate for the 49th commencement of Kennedy High School.
Like a can of paint being poured on the pavement, we're spreading, slowly rolling into every sidewalk crack, coating single blades of grass, a smooth, glossy circle increasing in diameter, like in math, except no calculator. Y equals mx plus b, derivative of position is velocity, and related rates are positively impossible, probably. But we're standing in the doorway now, swaying, rocking on our heels, hoping the real world isn't quite as real as we've been told, hoping we'll be good, hoping we'll be smart, hoping we'll feel alive and well and pretty great. How about you? And the horizon is just shimmering, isn't it? The gentle curve of the earth is glowing, the sun is setting, and we're all stepping right into it, like movie credits, like cowboys on horses or lovers on a lawnmower, and we're gearing up to jump, to sprint, to leap, to breathe in that fantastic scent of green grass growing just past that doorway, because we're ready to shatter glass. Don't we want that thing, that idea, that dream, that we hold close, like a book to our chests? That won't let us rest until we're walking on the football field, fists in the air, saying, yes, I got it. That makes us want it. The rich woes of life, the richest, the most genuine and honest, the deepest feels we feel, all the relative extreme of the equation of life. You remember math, right? Do you remember lattice? That weird grid thing for multiplication practice? Honestly, what was that? Honestly, what was any of that? What was colorful construction paper scraps? What was that glorious time of day set aside for naps? What was the first time you ever lost a tooth? The time when you were sent to the nurse with a tissue in your mouth and in the palm of your hand, your tooth that you held tight as if it were a single pearl. Wasn't that neat? That we could be little. And isn't it neat that now we can be everything? We can stand in the doorway and see absolutely all of it. As we sit in these gowns, thinking about that more, that how. How we got here. How we leave, how we remember it all properly in a way that's good and nice and right, because we're standing in the doorway now, swaying, rocking on our heels.
I am Lyndon Runnels, Senior Class Treasurer, and it is my pleasure to introduce the salutatorians for the class of 2016. To earn the distinction of salutatorian, a graduate must earn a collective grade point average of 4.0 to 4.164. With our system of weighted grades and advanced placement courses, and the opportunity to earn a plus or minus with a letter grade, it is possible to accumulate a grade point beyond a 4.0. It takes dedication to academics to do so. Please congratulate our 27 salutatorians. And now please welcome Sydney Rickoff, Senior Class Vice President.
Good evening. I have the honor of introducing the valedictorians for the class of 2016. It takes tremendous commitment to academics to earn the status of valedictorian. Each of these students has earned at least a 4.165 cumulative grade point average. A 4.165 is between the letter grade of A and A+. As Lyndon stated in her introduction of salutatorians, a score above 4.0 is possible with weighted grades in the plus and minus system. These 35 students have reached an admirable goal in earning the distinction of valedictorian. Please join me in congratulating our valedictorians. Swetha Sudhir, the member of our class with the highest grade point, will give the valedictory address.
Good evening. We are here today to celebrate our success. We did it. After 4 years in the halls of Kennedy, we have matured into a beautiful family and feel ready to become real people. In the past 4 years, we have made memories that will last a lifetime. And as we cross this stage today, we accept that we're ready to face the unknown. There are a lot of reasons to be proud of the school we go to. At every assembly, we take pride in the number of AP classes we offer, how well our students do in standardized testing, our excellence in academics, sports, and fine arts, the quality of teaching, innovative learning through Big and Smart Lunch, and much more. For me, however, I am most proud of the community the class of 2016 has become. We screamed till we lost our voices, cheering for our dedicated sports teams. We brought in over 100 pounds and change to introduce an all-inclusive, ADA accessible park to Cedar Rapids for a senior service project. We danced our hearts out at the mini dance marathon to support pediatric cancer research and care. We laughed with our improv team, and through this journey, our class truly has become a big family. I know Mike and Al already hit this point, but way back during our first PEP assembly as freshmen, we stood as wide-eyed kids, barely knowing one another. And we got 0 points. Our class could have accepted the failure, but instead, we said, challenge accepted. John Nolan unified our class with the common goal of having the most school spirit, and we dominated the PEP assemblies, winning 7 in a row. Many of you are probably laughing that I chose to talk about PEP assemblies, but they truly hold a special place in my heart because they signify how our class transformed into a strong community. Everything I've said so far is about how wonderful high school has been. But we can't forget that there was times when it was hard, stressful, and challenging. Most people seem to think that while freshmen struggle, seniors have it all figured out. In reality, all 4 years are challenging, and each of us can attest to that. This year, I took AP Physics. After an exhausting night of cross-country, homework, and college applications, I walked into class to find an F at the top of my quiz. This happened not once, but twice. And the person who helped me make sense of the random lines of a force diagram and finally get an A in the class was Mr. Arp. This brings me to the Kennedy staff, an essential part of our class of 2016 community. Some of my fondest high school memories revolve around our staff. They include getting advice from Mr. Horton, finding creative interpretations of the lunch menu in Mr. Neff's room, catching up with Mrs. Dengler in the attendance office, learning mental and physical endurance from Coach Jensen, discussing ways to improve Kennedy with Mr. Klein, and the list goes on. Without the teachers sitting at the end of each row today, we wouldn't be here. When I found out I was giving a speech at graduation, naturally my first instinct was to look online for tips on writing a graduation speech. I was told it had to provide some motivation for the future and moving wisdom. But I don't need to give you guys any more motivation because each of you possesses the talent and spirit to lead a happy, meaningful life. I know this because I have had the extraordinary opportunity to get to know most everyone sitting here today, whether we met in kindergarten or just this year. Each of you has amazed me with your individual talents, whether that's being able to sing the highest pitch of anyone in the school or starting your own business. As for that moving wisdom, I'm clueless and honestly terrified about the unknown we face. My one reassurance is that we have been educated in one of the best high schools in the nation with the most caring and compassionate staff. And as Dr. Seuss wrote, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where to go. I want to take a second to thank all the family members here in the audience today. Parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, and grandparents, your continuous support has shaped and guided our journey thus far. A special thanks to my parents, who have made so many sacrifices for me. Congratulations to the class of 2016. We are finally graduating. Thank you to everyone for making the past 4 years so memorable, and a special shout out to my AP Calc Circle. Through our journey at Kennedy, our teachers, parents, and fellow classmates have become a community with strength, perseverance, and optimism, ready to overcome any challenge the future holds. Thank you.
Our class has endured the loss of classmates, faculty and staff, friends, and relatives throughout our 4 years at Kennedy. At this time, please join me in a moment of silent reflection to honor those who have passed on. Thank you.
This year, Kennedy will say goodbye to 9 staff members who have had an amazing impact on us. They are part of our class of 2016 because they have been with us for 4 years and because they are leaving as we graduate. Please stand as I call your name and remain standing through the introduction. Dr. Deborah Aldridge. Dr. Aldridge is a Kennedy alumna and graduated from Luther College. She spent her first year teaching in Cherokee, Iowa, and then she came home to Kennedy. That was 41 years ago. During her time here, she has taught Spanish and English, served as the department chair for Spanish, for language arts and world language, and interviewed and hired new teachers, which include nearly all of our current language arts staff. Somewhere in here, Dr. Aldridge found time to complete her master's degree in English education at the University of Iowa. In 1999, she became the district facilitator for both language arts and world language at the ELSC. She also taught Comp 1 at Kirkwood. But there is no place like Winnig Road. 5 years later, she came home to Kennedy. In 2015, Dr. Aldridge completed her PhD in Language, Literature, and Culture at the University of Iowa. Dr. Aldridge has mentored students, student teachers, and new teachers, attended and presented at state and national conferences, and participated in and guided others in the Iowa Writing Project. During her retirement, she plans to be a parent volunteer for her son Peter, who teaches 3rd grade at Wright Elementary. She is also working on a bees and butterfly habitat at their acreage and will assist her husband with the beekeeping of 6 hives. We wish her the best of luck. She will truly be missed. Marlene Hugland. Ms. Hugland started at Kennedy 24 years ago as a one-on-one paraeducator. When her student graduated, she became the classroom para for Mary Gibney's room. That was 20 years ago. Ms. Hugland's work ethic, communication in the classroom, and caring patience with the students has set her apart as a very valuable employee, and she will be greatly missed. With her patience, knowledge, and creativity, she has helped make the program in Ms. Gibney's room what it is today. One example of Ms. Hugland's love for her students is this year she crocheted Kennedy scarves for all the students in her class for Christmas. She was also one to thoughtfully make baby blankets for staff members. We wish her good luck in her retirement, and Ms. Gibney hopes that she will come back and volunteer during pumpkin roll season. Kevin Carr. Mr. Carr began his career as a paraeducator and then decided to get his teaching degree in special education. He has taught different levels of special ed, and we are fortunate that he was able to end his teaching career here at Kennedy. Mr. Carr is very student-centered and jumped right into the program. His kind and easygoing personality was a welcome addition to our classrooms. His help with the ever-growing Best Buddies program has been invaluable, and we are thankful for his service to us in the special ed department. During his retirement, Mr. Carr will be exploring some special project opportunities at the ARC of East Central Iowa and Goodwill Industries. He also plans on doing some traveling with his family. He said he may even come back and sub in the district from time to time, which would make us at Kennedy very happy. Darlene Kettleson. Ms. Kettleson graduated from the University of Northern Iowa in 1978. She worked for 10 years for the Monticello School District before coming to Kennedy in 2000. From co-teaching to pullouts, Ms. Kettleson has been our special ed science guru. She has done it all. Her colleagues describe her as a professional and organized and the #1 kid tracker. She's an IEP guru too, and has given valuable guidance and assistance to her fellow teachers. During her retirement, Ms. Kettleson plans on spending more time with her grandchildren, volunteering, subbing, and playing a lot of golf. She will be greatly missed here at Kennedy. Jan Perkins. Senora Perkins graduated from Western Illinois University and then received her master's degree in Spanish education from the University of Iowa. She began her career at Kennedy in 1986. She has been a continuous learner, taking numerous classes and professional workshops since receiving her advanced degree. Mrs. Perkins is an energetic teacher with a talent for getting students motivated to learn Spanish. She is always positive and has contributed to the World Language Department in countless ways. In addition to teaching at Kennedy, she has taught Spanish at Discover School, using her energy and other gifts to get elementary students excited about studying Spanish. During her retirement, she is looking forward to spending more time with family and friends. She also plans on traveling and pursuing old and new hobbies. Her energy and enthusiasm will be greatly missed by faculty and students alike. Diana Ross. Mrs. Ross started her teaching career in 1979 at Harding, teaching German to 7th and 8th graders. After completing her Master's of Teaching degree at Coe College in 2005, Diana applied for the German position at Kennedy and has taught here for the past 9 years. Her husband and children all graduated from Kennedy, and she will always consider Kennedy her home. Mrs. Ross has done a great job introducing the German language and culture during her years at Kennedy. Her enthusiasm for teaching is always evident. She also taught German at College for Kids for many years, sponsored the German Club, and accompanied students on trips to Germany. Her retirement plans include gardening, reading, home projects, being nanny to 3-year-old grandson Logan and an expected granddaughter in August, traveling and helping with her husband's building projects, which include building their son's new home on Winnick Road. Mrs. Ross will miss her students most, but not the many hours of correcting. She encourages all her students to widen their cultural horizons and use their language skills to make connections around the world. Her proudest moments have been when former students come back to visit after they have experienced the wider world and found out how German has helped enrich their lives. Mark Wilden. Mr. Wilden has been an educator at Kennedy since 1987, serving as a coach for the Green and Gold for 27 years. He has been in education for 34 years at Kennedy, Waterloo East, and Roosevelt Middle School, teaching special education and driver education. He attended Cornell College and earned his master's degree at the University of Iowa. Mr. Wilden's coaching career was quite extensive, beginning in 1981, coaching sophomore football in Washington, Iowa. He coached at Linn-Mar, Vinton, and Waterloo East until he landed at Kennedy in 1987. During his career, he has coached football, basketball, softball, track and field, and golf. His golf teams have enjoyed quite a level of success and consistency that is second to none. Mr. Wilden was inducted into the Cougar Coaching Hall of Fame in January of this year. During his retirement, he and his wife hope to move to a warmer climate, probably Arizona, where he can golf all year round. Wendy Ziegler. Mrs. Ziegler graduated from the University of Iowa with a library science degree and started her career at St. Lude Middle School as a K-6 librarian. She then moved on to Williamsburg School before starting her career at Kennedy in the late 1990s. In 2005, she achieved her goal of national board certification. During her career, she has seen many changes in technology in the world of books. Her organization and attention to detail have kept our IMC operating smoothly and efficiently, and we appreciate her hard work and commitment to students. We will greatly miss her contribution to our school. She plans on traveling during her retirement and spending time with her grandchildren. The faculty and staff at Kennedy High School have been dedicated to helping all of us learn. You spend hours and hours preparing interesting lessons, helping us before and after class, and sharing your passion with education with us. You've provided wisdom, advice, and support to each of us throughout the past 4 years. Thanks to your work, we have accomplished our goal, and we have direction for our next step. Please stand so our class and families can thank you. Thank you for everything you have done for us.
This evening, I have the honor of introducing the Cedar Rapids Community School District's Board of Education. The board members devote countless volunteer hours to our schools. We appreciate your efforts as you deal with all the issues of overseeing our district. Please welcome the members with us this evening. President, Mr. John Laverty. And directors, Mr. Gary Anhalt. Mrs. Nancy Humbles. Mr. Raphael Jacobo. Mrs. Kristen Jansen. Mrs. Mary Meisterling. And Mr. Keith Westerkamp. Thank you for sharing the evening with us. As with the Board of Education, the school district central administrative team works diligently to maintain the quality of our schools. Please welcome Dr. Trace Pickering. Dr. Pickering serves as our Associate Superintendent and has been an educator and entrepreneur for 28 years, 24 of those in the Cedar Rapids area. Dr. Pickering is responsible for innovation, school improvement, and technology for the district. He is a visionary leader and has developed some of the most creative initiatives the district has engaged in, including the BIG program and the Johnson Magnet program. Dr. Pickering was also a Kennedy parent and has been highly supportive of our school. Now, please welcome Mrs. Mary Ellen Mosk. Mrs. Mosk is the Deputy Superintendent for Cedar Rapids Community Schools and is directly responsible for the high schools in our district. She is an experienced educational leader and has promoted and overseen significant improvements to our district, including developing our teacher leadership system. At this time, I will invite all students on the stage to please now go to your floor seats and join the rest of the class of 2016. They're waiting for you. Today, I have the tremendous pleasure of introducing Dr. Brad Buck, Superintendent of the Cedar Rapids Community School District. Dr. Buck was born in Cedar Rapids and grew up here, graduating from Jefferson High School. He is also a first-generation college graduate, earning an undergraduate degree from the University of Northern Iowa and both a master's degree and a PhD from Iowa State University. Fortunately, in my opinion, he is a devout Iowa Hawkeye fan. Dr. Buck began his career in education as a classroom teacher and then held various administrative roles in many districts. In 2013, Governor Branstad named him the director of the Iowa Department of Education. He moved from that position into his current one in July. As superintendent, he is leading the district to build on its strengths while also moving forward with its innovations.
Well, good evening. I feel compelled to say go Cougs and go Hawks. Congratulations. Congratulations to each of you on this proud accomplishment of high school graduation. It's my pleasure to be with you for this very special occasion. I can still remember walking across the stage in this very arena back in 1987, and yes, it's pretty surreal to be here 30 years later as the superintendent of schools. It's also an honor. A number of great and amazing things have happened at Kennedy High School during your senior year, and I want to take a moment to highlight a few of those. For the fourth year in a row, your high school has been ranked #1 on the U.S. News and World Report list of Best High Schools, each time highlighting your excellent academic performance. Yeah, I agree. In addition, Kennedy earned the Golden Psy Award from the American Psychological Association this year and is the first U.S. high school to receive this award, recognizing the use of data to support best practices in education. As has been noted, but is worth highlighting again, your class, the class of 2016, raised over $5,000 for your senior service project to build an all-access playground at Norridge Park. And if I could throw in one more highlight, congratulations to the girls soccer team on a 17-0 season. Wow, good. These people have been highlighted a bit already, but it's worth mentioning them again. I want to extend my congratulations beyond the graduates and to the people who are here with and for them this evening. I'm speaking of the parents, grandparents, guardians, and others who've stood and walked beside you on this journey to this moment. I'm confident these individuals will continue to provide their support going forward, as the need for their coaching and guidance will not end once you're handed a diploma. Please join me in thanking them for their continuing care and for keeping you on the family cell phone plan. Thinking of the many supportive people it takes to get a student to this point reminded me of some of those who stood by me during my journey as a student in the Cedar Rapids Community Schools. My parents, Ray and Karen Buck, topped that list. They were dedicated to making sure that their children were both prepared to pursue a career of our choosing and that we grew up to be the kind of people we would want to have as next-door neighbors. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, intelligence plus character, that is the goal of a true education. I was also supported by many teachers, including my third grade teacher, Mrs. King, who helped me to adjust to a new school that year by saying, "Don't worry, I have someone for you to sit by at lunch." You can only imagine the relief that sentence brought to a nervous 8-year-old boy. There was also Mr. Becker, a high school science teacher who was funny, smart, and caring in a curmudgeonly sort of way. My experiences with him largely drove my decision to one day be a science teacher. There was Mr. Wojtowicz, or Woj, who I had as a teacher for sophomore English, as well as an AP English course as a senior. It was Woj who, as he was walking around the classroom one day, placed a sticky note on my desk which read, "Always do your best." That simple message really resonated with me. So I took that note home and laminated it 1980s style by using Scotch tape. I then taped it to my bathroom mirror to serve as a daily reminder and encouragement, and I remember it to this day. It was these special relationships and moments, as well as many others, that supported me during my school career. As you look to the future, I would encourage you to reflect on the relationships that have supported you and to enjoy the moments that are part of this experience. They will stay with you. Though, as a friend of mine said 30 years ago when we were celebrating our own high school graduation, you know, it will never be like this again, and that's true. So enjoy these days as you celebrate this wonderful accomplishment of high school graduation. Earning a diploma from Kennedy High School signifies that you are prepared academically and have the skills necessary to do the next work of your choosing. I hope that you have also had the opportunity during high school to discover your passions. It sounds like for this class, that's pep assemblies. As my dad says, find something you love to do for work because you'll spend a lot of time doing it. He also told his children that if we figured out how to get paid to do what we love to do, we would never spend a day at work. He was right. Beyond preparedness and passion, my hope is that you also have a plan of your choosing. I encourage you, if you've not done so already, to investigate a 2-year degree, a 4-year degree, credentials, certifications, apprenticeships in the trades, the military, or whatever else keeps you moving forward in positive ways, pursuing your passion. If the relationships you formed with staff members in the Cedar Rapids Community School District can be a support and encouragement to you going forward, please know that we are here for you. Best wishes on a bright future, and let me end where I began. Congratulations.
Hi, class of 2016. Good to see you. I have to say that I had the hardest time writing this speech. I experienced such tremendous writer's block that I actually shopped for car insurance in avoidance of sitting down and actually getting to work on this. I saved 15% with Geico, but that's not the point. The point is, I think, that I was and remain today so worried that I could not adequately express my feelings about you all that I just couldn't start. Much like those projects you blew off this spring, you were just too worried that you wouldn't be good enough. They wouldn't be good enough, and so you put them off to the night before. I understand. I met you all 3 years ago, a transplant from a sort of big city, Charlotte, North Carolina, to a sort of medium-sized city, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, after living in Ohio and Pennsylvania as well, completely and utterly unaware of the pure talent that this class had bottled up. The first students from this class that I distinctly remember meeting were the brothers Wu. I believe we were in Miss Malone's AP Psychology class. It's possible I'm conflating that. I can only remember that Sean said something very off-putting, but funny and confusing. It's also possible that Austin said the weird stuff, I don't remember, or maybe they were both not there, I don't know. What I do remember is thinking to myself that this class is either going to drive me nuts or it's going to be amazing. And I was right. You have driven me nuts in an amazing way. Usually I spend time up here telling you this and that about life and your future and your past. And this year will be no different, so go ahead and get ready for some advice. Actually, what I want to share tonight is not advice from me, but advice that I've learned from you. It's what you, the amazingly talented, brilliant, fun class of 2016, gave to me and to our school. The gift of spirit. Your spirit contained, without you even knowing it, the essence of what you and I and everyone in this arena needs to make the best possible lives for ourselves. The first component of your spirit is family, because you believed in family first. Family is the essence of your spirit. As utilized by Coach White and his staff for our school, the concept of a big wood block could have been easily brushed off as a gimmick. I'm sure other coaches in other schools found this to be the case, but Coach White knew how cohesive this class is, how family matters in such a profound way to the students of 2016. What family meant on the football field was no different than the family on the happiness stage, or any different in the Cougar pool than it was for members of the Kennedy speech team. Family is about some very profound, challenging, and vital things. Trust, faith, support, and unconditional love, to name a few. And the spirit of this class, the profound spirit that you demonstrated throughout your 4 years, is reflected by these attributes. What you've taught me is that, and I hope that you remember as you move into adulthood, is that family is not just for the good times. It's really for the hard times. In your lives so far, your family was there for the good times, the fun, the wins, but what makes family truly valuable is how it gets you through the defeats, the struggles, and the pain. You have relied so deeply on family for love and support and trust when things didn't look up. Gosh, for your parents, especially for those of you who are the first to graduate, you second children, sorry, but for your parents, tonight is such a special family kind of moment. They can remember you, the first moments, the first seconds of your life, so small and helpless. And they think to themselves so very often, just one more day like that, one more moment this small, this helpless. And as joyous as it is that you're not so small anymore and for the most part no longer helpless, please know that there's this little tiny part of them that is wishing for just 10 more minutes with you in their arms. Helpless, fully reliant on them, innocent, sweet. Guys, I ask that you respect that tonight. And in a few months, when they are helping you unload that last of your stuff and carry it into your dorm, because it's not going to be that long when you are holding that little, helpless, small baby in your arms, and you will be in their seats only 18 years later. Family is what we all need at all times, for the good and the bad. The graduates of 2016 know what family is. The lesson of family and love connects to the second great lesson that you've taught me, that giving to others is better than getting for yourself. How often did your class step up? How often did you step up to be the leaders of giving back more? Too many times to count. Beyond the extraordinary job you did for the Knoll Ridge Park All Access Playground, or for the One campaign on Improv Night, or for the thousands you raised for the homeless, for veterans, for those who are food insecure, and for hours that you donated to the sick in the hospitals and the homeless in shelters. Beyond all of that, I was struck with how willing you were to give so selflessly, when it is usually the norm to be in it only for yourself. I think we can say that your biggest gift to Kennedy is that you show the underclassmen what it is to be a student, to be a scholar, to be a playmaker, to be the difference, to be a cougar. I have no intention of laundry listing your accomplishments this year. We've done this, I've heard them about 100 times today. That has been done. We had a good year. You had 4 great years. The spirit you showed at every pep assembly and every game and every show was a reflection of your willingness to let go of your ego, to depart from the burdens of what others might have thought of you. I consider this selflessness a cyclical support for your spirit, as you were able to let go of so many of the pressures that teenagers and adults often feel. Your spirit of camaraderie multiplied. You should continue this giving. We're in challenging times, times when we are seeing groups of people trying to divide our community and our nation by separating themselves from their civic responsibility of caring for others. Times where we are all too often quick to judge others who are without, rather than offering them a helping hand. Times where it has become fashionable to hate people you disagree with. You have risen above the divisiveness, and I'm confident that you will continue to. You have shown tremendous respect for people of different opinions and religion and creeds, and I believe you will continue to. You have been supportive of each other, of your Cougar family, and I believe you will continue to as your family members change and grow. When you see hate, when you hear its angry, shrill voice, please continue to resist it. We only remain strong, united as a community, as a school, as a nation, when we intentionally embrace others. And continue to give. You've shown generosity with your time, your money, and your compassion over and again. When you're able, please consider supporting important organizations that help the needy, feed the hungry, support those who are suffering, and fight for a better world. Kennedy High School and the Cedar Rapids Community School District and your own family have provided you with the tools to make things better. Go out and show the world your very best. And so we move into the third lesson you've taught me. Love where you are. Love the moment you are in. Your spirit was not about yearning for the past or looking to the future, but instead engulfing yourself in the present. And this is hard for teenagers. Your brains are designed to want more, to seek the next thing, to be unsatisfied with the present, and for good reason. Remember, I said earlier your parents would give so much for you to be reliant on them for just 10 more minutes. Well, that 10 minutes is up. Biologically, you're designed to want to leave the nest, but sometimes that urge to move on needs to be tempered. Your love for Kennedy and for each other allowed you to hold on to the moment for just the right amount of time. See, what you'll find is that as you age, that the moment you're in just might be the moment that matters the most. You have much to look forward to in your lives, but it's vital to keep the things that surround you in perspective. College will fly by. Your wedding is a single day. The birth of your first child will remain etched in your mind, but is a short event in the grand scheme. So don't look off to the future with too much yearning, and don't dwell too much in the past either. I think it was said best by the character Andy on the faux reality comedy The Office, one of my favorite shows, as he reunited with his friends from his fairly mundane job as a paper salesman after being apart for just 1 year. Overcome with the connection he had with his coworkers, Andy profoundly stated, "I wish there was a way to know that you're in the good old days before you left them." Kennedy will be your good old days. And so will your time in college or the military or in your first career. This summer will be your good old days, and the summer after you graduate from college and seek your first job. And those wonderful days when you become parents for the first time, and those challenging days when your own kids disappoint you, and the friends you make along the way. Your good old days are what you make of the present. Don't walk away from them because the grass seems so much greener. Enjoy the present. You have taught me to make the most of that time. I'm going to miss you, 2016. You were exceptional as a class and are genuinely good people. I struggled so much to write this speech because I think I was trying to delay this day. Maybe if I didn't write it, you could all stay one more year. I'm glad that I documented this year with you so well on Twitter. I will continue to live in the present, but I will look back often on these good old days, and I hope you will too, from time to time, fondly reflect on your alma mater and, though probably not with streamers or confetti, do a little quiet cougar cheer to yourself as a reminder of how great it was. I leave you with my two favorite words, one last time, and I'd love if you say it with me. Go Cougs. All right. I'm going to ask everyone in the audience to please practice courtesy and respect for our graduates by holding applause and noise-making. Every parent and guest here would like to hear their child's name, and so we can celebrate together at the end, but we'll ask that we remain silent as all the names are read. Dr. Buck, Mr. Laverty, the following students have met or exceeded the requirements for a Cedar Rapids Community School District diploma through their study at John F. Kennedy High School. Please come forward as I call your name. Morgan Aben. Ramesh Adhikari. Leif Albertson. Carter Ali. Delaney Allen. Megan Allen. Fatima Al-Yassiri. Ashley Amen. Zach Amsler. Jasmine Anderson. Macy Anderson. Caitlin Bethke. Austin Bailey. Andrew Barmore. Curtis Barnes. Victoria Lidon Barnes. Nicole Barrett. Thomas Baseman. Peyton Baskerville. Deepak Basnet. Andrew Basu. Sydney Baum. Daniel Baxter. Maddie Beecham. Joshua Beck. Erica Becker. Jackson Bain. Maya Bennett. Brandon Bermel, Lucas Berry, Sean Byer, Alexandria Bibbs, Michael Bissinius, Jaden Bisson, Jessica Bond, Bailey Borchert, Amber Bortz, Sydney Boyson, Kyle Bramer, Sarah Brandenburg, Lexi Branneman, Kelly Brea, Aaron Brown, Trayton Bruns, Aaron Burrish, Jessica Colleron, Cassidy Calvert, Levi Kamenish, Kelsey Carmer, Sean Carver, Brian Chostick, Taylor Caton, Sarah Shermy, Tai Chung, Gyan Chetri, JC Sharamonte, Hope Christensen, Connor Christopherson, Bryce Church, Michael Chabadi, Bryce Clark, Austin Coates, Sky Condren, Crystal Connolly, Emily Cooper, Noah Christopher Crombaugh, Kendra Cullinan, Cameron Curry, Tony Curry, Mitchell Dahl, Aaron Joseph Doughty, Valerie Davidson, Callie Davis, Nicole DeCoste, Alexis Dakota, Casey Deco, Zachary Damaris, Dylan DePamphilis, Reba Detweiler, Nolan DeWitt, Indu DeCall, Hunter Didrikson, Delon Dixon, Rob, we could, Abby Donovan, Tiana Drawn, Tyler Drawley, Madeline Dvorak, Alexi Edmonds, Cheyenne Eishide, Khadijah El Kurdi, Amy Ermer, Allison Ernster, Liana Estes, Brandon Etscheit, Austin Evans, Samantha Falk, Vincy Fawn, Gage Farmer, Ryan Feeney, Roger Ferguson, Abby Fett, Elijah Firehelm, Isabel Feaster, Angelica Fink, Nathan Fisher, Bailey Flood, Taya Floyd, Anna Fluent, Madison Ford, Devontae Franklin, Anna Frericks, Kanan Fries, Adam Froelich, Charlie Gall, Tyler Gale, Jade Galvin, Matthew Gardner, Brady Gibson, Lauren Gifford, Derek Gerling, Ethan Getzinger, Taylor Golden, Erica Gaucher, Luke Gradeville, Nick Graham, Luis Granadillo, Andrew Grebe, Nicholas Green, Kayla Greer, Cullen Griffith, Annabelle Gust, Todd Gusta, Matthew Haas, Morgan Hobhager, Thomas Hattie, Avery Hafner, Madison Hafner, Dylan Hall, Kale Hamilton, Kayleen Hammer, Taylor Handeland, Alec Hansen, Sierra Hargens, Stephanie Harris, Mikkel Harris Jones, Holly Hazenbank, Liz Haskin, Bailey Hochschild, Sydney Hayden, Jacob Henry, Madeline Herlocker, Kirsten Hyatt, Wyatt Hill, Naomi Hofferber, Nolan Hermedko, Holly Huggins, Isabel Marie Hung, Ariel Hurst, Jacob Hutchins, Josiah Enan, Brendan Jacobs, Mason Jacobs, Tyler Jacobs, Parker Jacobson, Dallas Jacobus, Robert Jacobus, James Jambois, Bryant Winslow Jasper, Ryan Jensen, Veda Jensen, Andrew Johnson, Elena Johnston, Hannah Jones, Tyler Dean Kadolf, Parker Kolb, Macy Kalina, Austin Kurska, Emma Kiekefer, Lauren Kesey, Anna King, Brandon King, Josh Kingery, Olivia Kipper, Stefan Kitsos, Elizabeth Klein, Jade Connect, Katie Knox, Kiana Knutson, Dylan Cook, Matt Colling, Brendan Kennekine, Chandler Koenigs, Elena Kors, Griffin Concher, Elizabeth Krejci, Abigail Kruiger, Christopher Kristoviak, JC Kavach, Jordan Lang, Caitlin Langeth, Carly Langhurst, Brandon Lawrence, Chelsea Lesmeister, Matt Lewis, Reese Linder, Joshua Lanier, Mary Liscombe, Andrew Lloyd, Meredith Lloyd, Dalton Lohr, Sean Long, Taylor Lucan, Maria Luna, Ronald Lund, Micah Lunsford, Thomas Luong Tran, Alyssa McCrell, Banad Magar, Deepa Magar, Katie Magner, Allison Myers, Allie Maloney, Patrick Manchester, Emily Manders, Colby Joseph Manley, Caleb Marner, Natalie Martin, Cameron McEldoon, Cantrell McGlown, Quentin McGovern, Riley Medema, Riley Melsha, Jacob Meyer, Dallas Ann Myers, Brinley Milbrath, Sydney Miller, Kyle Miner, Amar Misra, Riley Mitchell, Renee Middleberg, Alec Mobley, Sabrina Mohammed, Jacob Morris, Takudzwa Muskwe, Changhira Niham, Spidel Nardi, Eric Ndwesu Kelly, Daniel Neff, Laura Nessler, David Wynn, Fu Van Nguyen, Brandon Niemeyer, Pascal Niagonza, John Nolan, Alex Nolting, Christian Norton, Morgan Novak, Eliana Novich, Gabrielle Olenzak, J.C. Olson, Lindsay Olson, Chris Opedal, Molly Osborne, Wyatt Osborne, Alexandra Poshton, Jarrett Peeler, Christian Pearson, Zachary Peter, Morgan Petchy, Chloe Fluhop, Kathy Pham, Maria Pham. If we could stop with the horns, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. David Phelps, Chase Philpott, Emily Pickering, Tyree Powell, Molly Proctor, Claire Prokop, Seth Pyle, Rajesh Rai, Colin Ralston, Kennedy Ray, Rachel Reed, Brittany Romberg, Nicole Reichart, Sydney Rickoff, Xander Riley, Hadley Rickers, Hallie Rickers, Taya Robinson, Logan Rodriguez, Jake Ross, Lyndon Runnels, Sean Saylor, Kaylee Shear, Kyle Shear, Nathan Schulte, Haley Schultz, Alexandra Seelaw, Michaela Sellers, Jonah Severson, Jason Schaefer, Sean Shaft, Malin Scharf, Nathan Sheely, Rizwan Sidhu, Connor Lewis Siebels, Kirsten Sibanga, Kimberly Skoog, Miranda Slife, Kennedy Smith, Megan Smith, Andrew Solsrud, Kimberly Southard, Rebecca Staley, Morgan Stangl, Devin Statsny, Nathan Stecker, Demi Elena Steele, Alana Steele, Jacob Steinberg, Alexandria Straight, Cam Stump, Malia Sukamel, Swetha Sudhir, Dayton Sumner Formanek, Catherine Swiderski, Megan Tanner, Jordan Teal, Dilly Thapa, Srijana Thapa, Alexandria Thompson, Carly Tigas, Paige Timmerman, Taylor Turner, Brennan Irby, Trevor Voppel, Brianna Viramontes, Stefana Vlahos, Shay Von Sprecken, Jacob Walk, Walt Wagner Hecht, Stormy Waldrop, Adam Walker, Hannah Walker, Adam Wall, Amari Waller, Alyssa Waterhouse, Chloe Weaver, Olivia Weigel, Jordan Weiss, Colin Weeble, Trevor Wieland, Bill Wilding, Spencer Wilhelm, Claire Villa, Jasmine Jovi William, Curtis Williams, Jaden Williams, Tom Witham, Madeline Wood, McKenna Woods, Nathan Worsfold, Jade Wright, Jason Wright Jr., Austin Wu, Sean Wu, Lydia Yang, Nina Yu, Olivia Zapital, Morgan Zebor, and Isaac Zems.